Streaming cyberspace into your place from Chicagoland Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens coverage of the Midwest 150, Round 8 of the Red Light Racing League Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series Season 21. Over the first 7 races, this series has produced 6 different winners, and winning is important as a victory locks that driver into the chase. And with only this and 2 more before the chase, that security is precious. Jeffrey Souza sits in 12th, just inside the cut line. But Tony Strano and Adam Matz are within 10 of Souza with visions of stealing a postseason spot. Will tonight deliver yet another first-time winner? Can Strano and Matz get above the cut line? To find out, pull the lever on the Lazy Boy and settle in for the excitement of simulated cup cars. That's right, the cup cars are back on this 1.5-mile oval, a warm land of Lincoln. Hello and welcome on this Monday night. It's March 16th, 2026. Josh Granny Hip Buckley joins yours truly, Bill Soupson, high up in the VGN press box to bring you our Words Eye View. And turning the knobs and pushing the sliders, well, it is the boss man, Lowell Jewell. All right, partner, were you able to put any practice time? What can you tell us about this place's car track combo?
This one's actually going to be a lot of fun. I think some guys generally don't like this car. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Just I haven't been able to figure it out. But at this track with the setup and this car, you're going to see cars all over the track, low, high, middle. It's going to be really interesting to see how these drivers tackle the track tonight. A lot of fun, tire wear, everything. Dirty air is going to be a factor, so it's going to be really cool to see.
One stop for fuel?
We will probably see 2 stops. I think it was just shy of 30 laps on a fuel tank.
Oh, it's going to be close. Tire wear. Do you take 2 at the end? Do you take 4? Well, we'll find out. The strategy is all part of the fun of one of these broadcasts. You know, with that said, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the point standings. Now, we talked about it in the opening. The top 5 drivers all have wins. Another driver with a win is down in 8th, James Skelton. So those guys are safe. We think that Connor Blasco and Ethan Troutman are probably safe into the chase as well. Kid Lemon Lime and Eggs, Luke Logan Allen and Bill Benedict down in 10th and 11th, probably safe. Then we get down, this is where the real interest is. We get down to 12th, Jeffrey Souza, just above the cut line, the man on the bubble. Within striking distance, Tony Strano, just, what would that be, 3 points back? And Adam Matz, I'm surprised to see him so far down. He's missed a couple races. He's only had 5 under on the schedule. So I think there's plenty of time for him to get up there if he can get some good results in there. So that's what we're going to be watching, is those guys, how they do on the bubbles. We're going to be watching Souza, Strano, and Matz. And as I take a quick look at the drivers who've shown up here today, I see that Matz is here, I see Strano is here, and Souza is as well. So we got, partner, that's going to be our over-under number today. It's not really an over and under. Of those 3 drivers, who's going to get the best result?
To be honest with you, I went against Souza last week. I'm going to kind of go with him this week. He's normally pretty good with the next-gen car, so look to see him probably be the better of those 3.
There you go. Qualifying going on right now. We got a nice field here of 17 drivers. So far, 2 guys did not get in qualifying times, Jeff Lemire and Papa Ken Allen. Looking through the families here, I see 1 Potter, I see 2 Potters, I see 1 Allen, and I don't see the kid. Oh, there he is, Luke Logan Allen. Oh, nice qualifying run so far for him. If it holds up, I think it will. So you don't like this car, huh?
For me, I'm just still trying to figure it out. I just haven't been able to get my hands wrapped around it the way that I'd like to drive. Just doesn't seem to fit my driving style as much as I hoped it would. But it's not a terrible car, but it's definitely an adjustment from the other ones.
You have your finger on the pulse of the league. If you had to guess if you took a poll, what would you say of all the drivers that race regularly, what do you think their favorite weapon of choice would be?
I think they would go for the O'Reilly Series car.
The O'Reilly Series cars, the old Xfinity car. That's good. I like the trucks. I think the ARCA cars put on a good show. I love the ARCA cars when we went to Lime Rock. That was fun.
Yeah, the ARCA car is a good car. It definitely puts on a good show, and it's a lot of fun to drive.
Beautiful day here in the Midwest on this Midwest 150. We're going 90 laps, so I guess maybe I misspoke when I said we are at 1.5 miles. I'm going to guess off the top of your hat, Josh, is this a little bigger than 1.5 miles? Is that why we're only going 90?
90 for, no, I believe this is 1.5 miles. It's just normally our distance for 1.5 mile tracks around 90 laps.
All right, okay. Well, they're starting to grid up. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to give you the poll right now. We talked about Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen, having that good qualifying run. Really, he's a better racer than he is a qualifier. Nice to see him starting on the outside of row 1. A man with a win already this single on the pole, Sean Bloop single. Who's in row 2?
Starting in third is going to be James Skelton. To his outside is Trent Potter.
Okay, now we talked about this driver, and Josh had to predict how he was going to do. Could not get a better time to be starting high up in the grid than Jeffrey Souza, trying to stay in the chase hunt. He's going to be flanked by, I think, 2-time winner this season, Max Theriault.
Starting in seventh is going to be Jeff Lemire, and to his outside, Ethan Troughton.
Bill Eggs Benedict, safely in the chase, I believe, in 9th position. Zach Mitchell has a win this season, flanking him.
Starting 11th is a guy that we've been watching all season, curious to see if he's going to make his way towards the front tonight, Connor Blasco, and to his outside is Adam Matz.
Yeah, Blasco, another of those drivers, much better racer than he is a qualifier, down at 11th. That's about where we see him. He'll work his way through. He likes to pick up those points for passing cars. Tim Combe will be in the Baker's dozen position, flanked by Ben Coltras.
15th is going to be Tony Storano, and to his outside is Bruce Potter.
And Papa Ken Allen did not put in a qualifying time back in 17th. He's sandbagging. I'm going to give him no credit for... let me correct myself. He did get in a qualifying time. As all these guys, 17 of them, all were able to put in. That's good, because it's against my religion to credit people for being the big mover when they didn't get in qualifying time. Everybody did. No sandbaggers out there right now. Glad you are with us. This race, and then 2 more, and then we head to the playoff system. Call it what you like, the playoffs, the postseason, the chase. Whatever floats your boat. Sean Single, I guess choosing the outside line as Luke Logan Allen's on the inside. Do you think leader gets his choice?
Yep, leader does have choice.
Interesting. Okay, we're only going to get 1 lap around. There are no parade laps here on a big oval like this, so the pace car pulls in. You know what to do. Gather at the chicken coop, come around the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And the horse that started on the outside line, that is Sean Bloop single. Moving up to crowd him is Luke Logan Allen. Now he dips down in, and the inside line is going to prevail. Something to keep in mind later. Watch the momentum from the 11 on top. Pinned down low. That's Bone Skelton. James getting past, moving on the top side. That's Trent Potter going, and he's going to bring with him on the high side. That's Max Theriault.
You know, what you're going to want to watch here is that you're going to see these guys trying to search to get the clean air on their nose with these cars. Dirty air makes these things really tight. So you're going to see everybody try to be like a lane off of the car in front, just trying to get some clean air to the nose.
Nice, clean first lap, and of course, the guys in the red light racing have a reputation for putting on a clean show. Wire to wire, maybe, we don't know. Luke Logan Allen out in front. Looking a little farther back where it's too wide. That's the number 4.
Looks like we got Sean Single going to the bottom here on Luke Allen for the lead.
Battle up front. Not going to work right now. The momentum up top, the 31. Luke Logan Allen pays off. Oh, it didn't work the first time. Let's try it one more time. Let's look up front. Pass for the lead. He's going to get credit with leading the lap. Can he finish the pass? Let's see if it's going to be shortest way around or momentum on top. New leader.
Yeah, this is what we're going to be. This is what we're going to be watching all night. Guys trying to make a pass on the bottom lane, people on the outside lane just getting that run coming off the corner. It's going to be fun watching this all night long.
Putting on so far, the star of the show has been the track. Great racing.
Yeah, the hardest part right now is when you're on the bottom like that, you're trying to get your speed coming off the corner. However, there's a car to your outside, so you cannot come all the way up to get the best speed off the corner as possible. So that's definitely what makes passing on the bottom a little more difficult.
Ethan the Mountain Troutman back in a battle for 5th spot, trying to go down low underneath James Skelton. And they're about to go 3 wide up front. Scooting through the middle.
Yeah, Sean Single just shot through the middle like a cannon and past Luke.
Somebody stepped on the toothpaste tube and squirted out Sean Single.
The funniest part is if you have to ask Sean, this is his least favorite car to drive. He's made that very clear in past. So to see him up front is pretty interesting.
Lots of fighting through the field. Here's a good 2 wide battle. Let's go back. Bruce Potter and Ken Allen. I think this is a battle for the very last spot. Indeed it is. Nice 3-car battle that includes Bill Eggs Benedict. All the drivers within touch of each other.
Ken Allen got really close to the wall. I'm not sure if he touched it there, but it was really close.
Well, I might be wondering who's the big mover so far. Well, really nobody's making up a ton of positions. Zach Mitchell is up 3. And I think he has more in mind here. Let's look at Mitchell working on Troutman with Skelton in front of him. Good racing everywhere. We don't mean to jump you around so much, but really there is action all over the track. Brent Potter just made a stab at Terrio. There's a battle for the lead. Let's go up there. Man, I'm sorry. Kid Lemon Lime now back out in front. Loop Single in second. Max Terrio yet to lead a lap. 5 laps led for Allen. Oh my goodness, from the front, but he saves it.
What a save. Now that right there could have been a thing where Sean got, packed some air maybe to the back of his car and it just really made that car loose and the rear come out. That's what it looked like anyway. Sean was really close to him.
Luke Logan Allen, a youngster, a preteen driver. Not sure if he's old enough to realize how good that save just was.
Now, these cars are not easy to save for sure. Once it normally starts slipping away like that, it takes everything to be able to save that. He did a great job there.
And when you think about the ramifications, one thing, you go ahead and have the leader spin in front of a field that is all within striking distance of each other. That could have been worse. Several bullets dodged.
I think I might have just saw Max touch the wall into one there.
So Terrio is your new leader. The cars you were looking at there for a second, Single, Skelton, and Trent Potter. Back in 5th, Ethan Troutman. Talk about our big motor, still 3 positions for Troutman, 4 for Mitchell now. They all vultured the top because of Kid Lemon Lime's shenanigans.
Now we're going to start getting to a point here where you're going to start to see the tire wear, and I want to see how the drivers, either go towards the front or fade to the back. See if they change their driving lines at all, because as these tires wear, obviously less grip, these cars are going to get tighter.
There you see the front. I didn't look high enough on the scoring tower to see the guy who's really made the most positions. Your leader up 5. So, aero push a factor and the draft a factor, yes?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier, you see how Max is going to the bottom, Sean's going to the top, you see James is going to the middle. They're all trying to get clean air on the nose of that car because it will get tight, especially in the dirty air behind someone else, and it will head for that wall.
Fascinating. We are working lap number 15 of 90.
One thing I'm going to be curious about to see is when we finally start getting pit stops, are we going to see any sort of strategy, 2-tire strategies, anything like that, especially if it's a green flag stop, or is everybody just going to go for 4?
So before we go green every race, I give my partner a little prediction. Let's go ahead and talk about the 3 drivers we talked about. Jeffrey Souza, director, can we look at him? He's currently in 7th position. He's got Connor Blasco behind him. Blasco has made up 3 spots. He'll probably get some more. Souza racing nicely in 7th. Let's go back then and look at Adam Matz. He's back in 10th. And then Bill A. Oh, it wasn't Benedict, it was Tony Strano down in 13th. All still within the draft, all within a 1 or 2 car lengths of that train. You know, we've been jumping it around a lot. How about we just stay on Ethan Troutman? This is a nice battle. Let's just stay on this for a little bit. You won't have to dip into your Dramamine. That's Potter on top, Ethan Troutman. Souza rolling on the top side. Connor Blasco back in the 95.
Yeah, you saw what I was talking about with the dirty air. Connor was behind Ethan there, and you saw his car just start drifting up the track. Just when you're behind a car that close, there's like no grip to the nose.
Trent Potter says, I really don't want to battle early. He gets out of it. Sousa now secures that position in 6th. Troutman slides up right in front of Blasco. Blasco, notorious for working his way through the field. He dives down. I think, let's see if the inside can work here on Blasco. He slides up. Not quite. There we go.
Yeah, the fun part about this is just trying to figure out what line the car in front of you is going to take and trying to make sure you're not in that same line. So you just don't know each corner what these guys are going to do.
Well, Luke Logan was leading for a while. He was out in front for 5 laps, had that issue, fell back, was in a battle with his dad, but that doesn't last long. The kid really has it this week, has plenty of time to wake his way back up to the front.
Yeah, Luke has definitely shown a lot of speed. In general, he shows a lot of speed, but as in practice here tonight, he definitely showed a lot of speed. I don't know if he was top of the charts, but he was up there for a while. He's got this figured out.
Great 3-car battle. We're looking at Stingle, Mitchell, and Potter. Putting in the laps. We think we can go about 30 laps before we run out of fuel. Is fuel going to be the determining factor when they come in? They try to make the tires last for a whole stint?
Fuel will be the factor of when they get it, they pit for sure. I don't know if people are going to be able to stretch to get to 30 specifically. I think the number I was given was 28. However, some of these guys are pretty good at fuel saving, so if they thought about it, they might be trying to make 30.
If you're new to auto racing and you say, well, 28 is so close to 30, why does it matter, Soup? Well, if you can go 30, you can go 30, 60, and get the race done on 2 stops. If you can only go 28, you might need a third.
Yeah, definitely. If you can try to, eliminate one pit stop, that's going to be huge timing wise, especially if this race goes green, like it has a good chance of doing. The other thing, like I was talking earlier, it'd be really, I'm interested to see if anybody's going to take the gamble. Is it a 2-tire stop?
Well, it makes you wonder if fuel is tight, if Max Theriault has determined he's going to do a 3-stop race. He's been out in front for more laps than anybody, burning more fuel than anybody. Craig Potter rolling around the top. And I'm telling you, I think Sean Single, I think some of these guys are doing the math right now. I think some of these guys are saving as Single is really off the throttle.
Yeah, that's really, if someone's probably going to try to make that gamble, I would say Sean might be one of those guys thinking about that. The other thing, too, could just be if he was, really driving the car hard early, he might be paying for it now as the tires are wearing.
Well, we'll know for sure if fuel is going to be tight or not by how Max Theriault goes. If he can get to 30, he's been out in front the most, been racing the hardest. That'll say a lot. James Skelton clearly not interested in saving fuel, as he's more interested in having fresh air on his nose.
The biggest thing that we're going to be seeing is a lot of guys were trying to practice pit road entry, and there was a lot of guys having issues getting onto pit road. So hopefully there's no mistakes. That's been something that's really kind of bitten Skelton this season. So hopefully it doesn't show up tonight.
Director, let's go ahead and lock in on car 31. This is Luke Logan Allen. We'd be remiss if we didn't document his climb through the field. We think by the end of the race, he might still be a contender. He's up to 13th now. Remember, he fell all the way to the back after that near spin.
He would be one I'd be curious to see if he actually does try to take the 2-tire stop just to try to get some of that track position back with the time that he lost with that almost spin. So if anybody is going to maybe make the gamble, I would see Luke trying to do that.
Let's jump up and talk about Jeffrey Sousa. Started in 5th, racing in 6th, been up front for most of the race. Uh-oh, we got our first taker. Now it's Bruce Potter. That's the dad of Brent. We are at lap 29 for Theriault. This will say a lot if he comes in this time. I guess it'll be lap 30, actually, if he comes in here. It's probably as effective as going 30. He's going to go around one more time. I think fuel, maybe not an issue. I think everyone looking at a 2-stopper.
Well, we got a couple cars on pit road. I believe Connor Blasco, Tony Strano, Jeff Lemire, as Lemire came into pit road way too hot, slid it. Keeps it going, but slid through the grass a little bit.
Well, now what you have to watch out for here is Theriault can't afford to stay out, and he has to come in because he's got to watch out about these guys being faster on the new rubber. Adam Matt's always the contrarian. He's going to stay out. No bonus points for leading the lap. Am I right on that, partner? No bonus point. Oh, maybe there are. Is there a bonus point for leading a lap in this series?
Yep, there is a bonus point for leading a lap.
And Matt's is one of those guys who's looking to collect all the points he can as he's below the cutoff line.
The one guy I was really watching on pit road there was Luke Allen to see if he'd take the 2-tire strategy. He did not. He took 4. Looks like we have more trouble with pit road on entry like I was talking about earlier.
I believe Theriault was first in. He's going to get credited with being first out. Zach Mitchell's going to pick up a few points, a few spots on the pit cycle. Everybody but Eggs Benedict has made a stop. And with that, Bill's going to bring it down. Then we'll give you a rundown of the field here when it all settles down. Adam Matz cycling back out onto the track. What we can show you is the gap from Terrio back to Mitchell. It's considerably larger than it was before the pit stop. And maybe this is why. Terrio's time in his box looks like it was, well, now that my timing and scoring comes back up, about 14 seconds. Everyone seems to be about the same. I don't see anybody doing something tricky. Let's look at the driver in third. He is fun to watch do a race. We're talking about Connor Blasco. Up 8 spots. Made up a ton during the pit stop. Now he came in 1 lap earlier than the leader, so maybe that's what's benefiting him.
Now, my curiosity with that is, he coming in a lap earlier, is he going to have fuel to be able to, is he going to have to pit earlier next time as well, or if it was just a call on his part? Or these other guys made 30 laps, he only made 29.
And during the pit stop, I can document that Ben Coltres and Tim Combs had a rough time of it. They both looped it on pit lane.
Yeah, it's one of the, this is definitely a little bit of a difficult pit road to try to get on. And as I was talking about in practice, there was a lot of guys that were really focusing on trying pit entry because they were having issues.
Oh, we're going to get a replay of it here. Not sure if they hit each other, but they spun. There's that spin. Oh, they did a good job of missing each other, and then evasive action from the car that follows.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. You're trying to carry as much speed as you can, and then you're really trying to get on the brakes, and the rear end just comes right out from under you.
He loops it, and then kind of mirror spins there. Okay, we come back live. Let's talk about the battle for the playoffs. In 6th position, it's Jeffrey Sousa. Now, Director, we go back 2 spots, that Ethan Troutman behind Sousa. Then we go back to Adam Matz in 8th, within shouting distance, a long putt away from Sousa. Then we go back 2 more spots around Kid Lemon Lime, back to Tony Strano. Strano's having a hard time. He's lost contact with those guys. Remember, Matt's below the cut line, but a lot of that is because he only has raced 5 races. So he had to take a 0. You get 1 drop race, but when you miss a second one, that's a big goose egg.
Yeah, it can definitely make it a lot more difficult to try to make the playoffs for sure. But, you know, a sure thing to get yourself locked in, you don't have to worry about that, is to win. So you can definitely try to make that, you know, strategy call and maybe just go for the win. Now, do keep in mind, we still have Daytona coming up, too, so.
Looking there at Troutman. Nice battle. Sousa comfortably ahead, Troutman chasing. And Adam Matz. We'll watch the Matz-Troutman battle, Matz-Sousa battle. That's really the important one as far as the chase goes. Well, Director, stay with me. We'll do a quick run through the field. I have confidence that these guys are going to stay green till I get it done. Let's see if I can get all the drivers that are on the lead lap. Let's start with our leader, Max Terrio. He's been out in front for 27 laps. He's got himself about well, let's see, it's about 0.2 of a second lead on Zach Mitchell. Mitchell and Connor Blasco trying to team up together to run those guys down. Blasco, your big mover, up 8 spots. Mitchell, the same. Go back to 4th. This is James Phone Skelton. just within the draft of the two guys in front. Maybe out of the draft is Trent Potter in 5th. Then we get back to that 3-car battle we've been documenting. Souza in 6th, Ethan the Mountain Troutman in 7th, and Adam Matz in 8th. And of course, Matz trying to get to Souza. Souza sitting on the bubble for the chase. Go back to the driver in 9th. We thought he could get there, and he's got time. Number 31, Kid Lemon Lime. Luke Logan Allen was leading out in front for a while, had that spin, fell back, trying to make the charge through. The other driver just outside the cut line is Tony Strano in 10th. Bill Eggs Benedict racing 2 spots below where he started in 11th. Tim Combs had the issue on pit lane, still on the lead lap. Don't know why Sean Bloop Single is so far down. He was racing up front. I don't see an issue for him. Something must have happened. In fact, Single is a lap down. Perhaps a pit road penalty. I don't really know. Single, Coltrus, Allen, Ken Allen, and Bruce Potter, all multiple laps down. There you have it.
As you see, the 8 of Mitchell get a little tight there. I don't know if he touched the wall, but it looked pretty close.
And while we were doing that, Connor Blasco worked his way around Zach Mitchell. Blasco on the hunt. All you little soldiers in Soup's Clipboard Army, get out your tools, your pen and your yellow legal pad there. Why don't you mark down halfway? Connor Blasco, 0.83 seconds behind the leader. Let's see if he can run down Max Terrio, 2-time winner so far this season, only driver to have multiple wins.
Yeah, when we have green flag pit stops like this, this is definitely one of those things that'll kind of spread the field out a little bit, kind of tame things down for the most part. But I want to really see if it really shows, like if Connor's using the stuff up to try to get the max, but will he have anything if he gets there?
Let's go back again to Sousa. This is the best battle, maybe the most entertaining battle, back here for 6th. Now, there's a car in there that doesn't belong. That's Bruce Potter. He's a lap down, sitting on the top side. The last car in the train, that's Adam Matz. Matz has been stalking the 3 guys in front of him. These guys just racing in position right now. Souza, Troutman, and Potter. Troutman goes down low. That's not going to work. Matz clears Bruce Potter.
Yeah, you see Souza, he takes the top lane in 1 and 2, and then he's like in the middle lane through 3 and 4, and then he's going to try to cut down onto the apron. You see Ethan go for the apron there to try to make the pass on Souza. Looks like he's going to clear him.
Good news for the Mountain, bad news for Souza, as he has now no cushion between him and Adam Matz. All that's going on behind Max Terrio, who's led 37 laps. Let's look at second position. I don't think this is exciting as it may seem, as I think Mitchell and Blasco are just doing a little bit of leapfrog here. I don't know if it's so much racing as it is dancing, as maybe they are trying to team up if they can run down Terrio. Does my strategy make sense? Can you like leapfrog a guy down the back straight and maybe 2 cars run down one?
You can try to do it, but these guys definitely aren't really working together. What I would think they definitely Mitchell definitely just got a run on Blasco and just made the move to go around. But I don't think they're really working together to try to track down Max.
Well, last time we checked, if you marked it on your little clipboards there, boys and girls, it was over 0.8 of a second. It's now down to under 0.6 of a second. I'm talking the distance between first and second. Whether they're working together or not, they are indeed running down the leader. Can they get to him in the next 8 laps? Because that's when the next pit cycle starts.
Yeah, you're seeing the different lines. Max is definitely kind of just staying to the bottom. I don't know if that's kind of helping him fuel-wise, if that's his thought, where you see Zach really going to the top and trying to get that speed off the exit to really try to track Max down.
So, Josh, how horrible would a right side only 2-tire stop be?
I'm honestly not really sure how bad it would be. I would imagine that you're probably not going to get the life out of it that you'd hope. It's probably going to get tighter faster because I do believe when I was talking to the people before the race in practice, the left sides were wearing almost as much as the right sides were. So it's probably not going to be most beneficial unless you get like a late caution and then try to do that strategy-wise just to get some track position.
Riding on board with the driver now in third. It will be second soon enough. He'll make a pass, and it'll be third again. Connor Blasco. We don't need to go there, but I'll just document that Adam Matz has got around Jeffrey Souza. Remember, he was third in line of that battle? Well, Ethan Troutman has left them behind as well. So right now, the 3 cars have broken up. Troutman's clear of them all. Matz has got around Souza. Matz looks really good. In fact, Troutman now gathering up Trent Potter.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm actually a little surprised by. I thought I was going to see a little more speed out of Trent tonight, but it doesn't seem like it's going exactly his way. He's normally pretty consistent, which he's not in a bad position. He's still running pretty well. Just I figured he might be up there trying to take the fight to Max.
I'm telling you, one driver you do not want to let into the playoffs is Adam Matz. He's so consistent. I don't know if he has the chops to win the dang thing. In fact, here goes Matz right now as he gets a good run on Troutman. But it's just so consistent that he could just sneak his way up into that final 4.
Oh, no, absolutely. Matz definitely has the skill to be able to do it. And he's kind of one of those, for the most part, I'd like to, I guess, call him a sleeper. Like, no one really talks about him a lot, but at the end of races, he's generally somewhere up there.
We do here on VGN. 7.3 seconds. No, I'm sorry, 0.73 seconds. The gap back to second place. We are getting very close to pit stop time. Look who's joined the party. Oh, no, that's Skelton is a lap down, if I'm correct on that. No, that was single. Is that a battle for position? It is indeed. Come on, Soup. Skelton up into 4th.
They're going to be curious when these guys are going to be pitting here. It's going to be any lap at this point.
Cherio went long. Okay, here we go. My partner called it. Skelton coming in. No, it's Mitchell coming in.
Yeah, Mitchell and Blasco are in, yep.
They were racing second and third at the time, about 0.7 of a second behind the leader. Boy, they pit right next to each other.
Oh, Mitchell blew his pit wall.
That's bad news for both of them, probably.
Well, the good news for Connor is he's going to be able to get out faster than Zach here, but that's definitely a little bit costly on the time. As you see, Connor definitely gets by him.
All things considered, not the worst stop back there for Mitchell.
Now, the worst to make a mistake like that is under green flag situations. You see Ethan Troutman actually having issues getting onto a pit road there.
Terrio is in, so now we're going to pick up 2 drivers. We're going to focus on Terrio. We're going to focus on Blasco. Blasco is on the back straight. Unless Terrio has a horrible disaster in pit lane, he should be able to get out first. Blasco through 4. Terrio is coming back out onto the track. Blasco into corner number 1. Terrio still trying to get it up to full song. Blasco can see him, but Terrio is out first. In fact, Bruce Potter makes a sneaky pit stop. Oh, he's not going to be able to get it up. Nope, actually, Bruce hasn't come in yet, so Bruce coming in right now. Sorry, wrong Potter, by the way. I thought it was Trent. My apologies, folks. As before, Adam Matz runs long. And Eggs Benedict's going to run even longer as he's the last car to come in.
So something to pay attention to at this point is, but when Connor pitted and Zach pitted, it was on lap 58, if I'm correct, maybe coming to 59. Are they going to wind up just short on fuel to make the end of this? Or are they hoping for a caution? Or are they actually going to be able to make the end of this where Max pitted on lap 60 and should be able to go to the end?
Did we miss something, though? Did Skelton snake this? I apologize. Skelton was able to get out ahead of Terrio. I missed it. Skelton stopped only 11 seconds compared to 14 or 15 from everybody else.
That makes me wonder if that was a 2-tire stop.
2-tire stop. There you have it. You see, I love that window. Well, so how big is the gap? About a half second from Skelton back to Terrio.
Yeah, looking at the pit stop times here, I'm really wondering if Skelton did take 2 there. It looks like maybe Souza might have taken 2 with the times as well.
Well, the standings ladder would support that concept as Jeffrey Souza is in 5th. Remember, he's in that battle with Matz and Troutman. Matz down in 7th. Troutman long gone down to 12th. It was not a good pit cycle for him.
Yeah, Troutman had that, he wound up spinning entering pit road there and had to get it load back up, so. It's one of those things I was talking about. This pit road is difficult to do under green, and these guys have shown, some of these guys make it look easy, and then other guys, they're showing you how difficult it is.
Well, Skelton has a win this season, as does Terrio. Blasco does not, but he's probably safely in the chase, but he would sure like to get one.
Yeah, talking to Connor, he's definitely a guy. He wants to get that win. He knows he can win with these guys, so he's definitely looking to get that win.
Not a horrible gamble for anybody to try something a little different. Skelton probably was not going to be competitive unless he tried an alternate strategy, and
the question's going to be, can he make if it was a 2-tire stop, can he make those tires last the rest of the whole run? And that's going to be the big question.
Is this the kind of place where he can get on the coattails if perhaps Terrio were to get around him, he'd be able to stay in the draft, or is that probably not as easy as it would be at like a super speedway?
It's not going to be as easy, but it is definitely doable. Trying to get the draft going down the backstretch to try to stay in that and get the pull. But I think it's going to be too difficult because if that car gets really tight, you're not going to be able to turn as well, and it's just going to scrub speed.
Looking at this battle. That's Strano on the inside and Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen on the top side. The climb through the field has been slow for the kid. He's up to 10th. He'll probably get the best of Tony Strano here pretty quick.
Yeah, the hardest part is when you're up and leading the race, you got clean air. You don't have to worry about any traffic in front of you unless you're coming on lap traffic. And now that Luke had that spin and in the back, it's dirty air everywhere. It just makes it more difficult to drive, more difficult to pass.
Skelton stretching it out a bit. The gap now about 0.7 of a second. Terrio having trouble getting to him.
Now, Skelton pretty much did exactly what he needed to do to this point. Green flag pit stops have been horrible for him this season. He knows that he's been frustrated. I've talked to him a few times, and he definitely was frustrated with that, but I'm sure he put in the extra work to make sure that he's doing a lot better with that, as you can see so far.
And something else to think about as we were talking about fuel. Skelton stayed out longer. He's got 1 lap advantage as far as a full tank of fuel goes on Terrio and 2 laps on Blasco.
Yep, so the biggest thing that these guys are going to be banking for is no caution, because that's probably going to throw everything out the window if we get a caution late and wind up with a green-white checker, because that's extra laps that these guys do not have fuel for.
Yeah, the green-white checkers, not part of the plan.
What is working out well for them right now is because it's been green flag the whole way and the pit stops, everyone's getting spread out, and it's just plenty of room between anyone, so it's just going to take one big mistake and bring out a caution.
Let's look at this battle for 5th. This is Trent Potter, Jeffrey Sousa. Sousa, we believe, took 2 tires. Matt has got a long way to go to get to Sousa. He's back by about, looks like about 0.2 of a second. About 2 seconds.
Yeah, an interesting line I'm watching Sousa run there. It's like almost like the middle, but it's like the high middle lane. I know some of it he's trying to stay a little lower because you see Trent's really up almost against the wall here. And like I said, you want to get that clean air on the nose there. As you see, he's actually a little lower this time. He's probably just moving around trying to see what he can do to try to get to Trent.
2.4 seconds the gap between Sousa and Matt. Well, we got ourselves a little bit of drama here. Holy smokes, James Bone Skelton is picking him up and putting him down. The gap continues to stretch almost a complete second on Terrio.
You're seeing an issue. You got Jeff Lemire that he's trying to put a lap down, and Jeff is trying not to let that happen. And Skelton got a little tight there. I thought he was going to come up into Lemire there, but he was able to keep it off him.
Skelton gets that done. Lemire can now act as a stepping stone to get for Terrio. All that nonsense with Lemire, though, knocked off 0.4 of a second now. The gap 6.4. Here comes Max.
Yeah, and if you're Jeff right now, you want to be sitting right behind the leader as close as you can to him to make sure that nobody else gets put a lap down. That way he still gets the lucky dog situation here. But all it takes is Skelton to put someone else a lap down, and he'll be out of that.
We hope you went to the kitchen and got your snacks. Maybe go into the wardrobe, get out your dancing shoes. It's about that time as we are.
See Lemire hard into the outside wall there, trying to stay off of Max.
Terrio gets it done easily. The gap back up now. Once Skelton was able to get around Lemire, he was able to stretch it out again.
And some of that might have been Lemire getting to the outside wall and really just slowing Max up a little bit.
Well, if you're thinking about winning, get the mirror ball spinning. I can't hear the music. Let's assume it's playing. Grip the groove, make your move, put on your dancing shoes, because it's time to boogie. That one was all by feel, folks. We hope it was somewhat synchronized. Having a little gremlin issues here at VGN. But like the U.S. mail, come rain, snow, sleet, or dead of night, boogie time must come. 0.8 of a second. Go ahead, buddy.
That's exactly what Max is going to have to do if he's going to track down Skelton right here, because Skelton seems to be doing a good job at just keeping that gap.
What great strategy. A little bit of a tire disadvantage, but he is at a fuel advantage by 1 lap. Let's check back in on what we've been watching the whole time. Let's look at Souza. He did the same strategy as Skelton, took 2, and was able to get away from Adam Matz, who can't do anything with him.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to make that run at Trent, but I think Trent kind of had a little better on that and is able to drive away. Maybe the tires are wearing a little bit, but definitely a good position that he's at. If he did take a 2-tire gamble there, it's definitely paying off for him.
Leader coming up on Kid Lemon Lime. Luke Logan Allen about to go a lap down. Let's go up and look at Skelton. Skelton sweeps to the inside. Yeah, we're looking at Sousa. There's Skelton. And you'll see it there. That's Kid Lemon Lime right between them. That car third in line. Well, that was Terrio, who's making up no time at all on the leader.
Yeah, you saw Luke there just basically pull over and let Skelton go, which is definitely a good, respectful thing to do. He didn't have to do it, but he definitely did just to show some respect for those guys there.
11 cars on the lead lap. The last one being Tim Combe. Well, the way this is playing out, it's not really a surprise that we go green all the way through. And I don't want to jinx them, but I would be surprised if we see a yellow here with 5 to go. No real battles on track of any heated fashion. Connor Blasco had a great run, up 8th, but just ran out of oomph. And that's up 8 spots, ran out of oomph in 3rd. Zach Mitchell. Yeah, let's look at this. Mitchell now. See if he can get into the podium.
I say Zach's going to have one great run coming off the corner there on Connor. See if he's going to be able to make this on the outside. As you see, he doesn't really go to the wall. He definitely tries to pinch Connor down a little bit just to get that extra speed off the corner. It looks like he might be able to prevail here.
He gets it. And I expect we'll pull away.
I see Troutman trying to go by Strano on the outside. He's going to make easy work of that.
That's good news for both Sousa and Matz, as Strano is one of the 3 drivers hoping to make the chase. We asked my partner who's going to win between the 3 of them. He picked Sousa, and Sousa sitting there in 6th with Matz just a tick over a second behind. Working lap number 88, coming to 89 is James Bone Skelton.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised seeing the speed out of Skelton, but I'm definitely impressed with the move he was able to make late in the race like that. You know, with a quick pit stop and just being able to keep the speed in the car, keep the gap on someone like Max. It's been an impressive night for James.
Indeed, honestly. To do it is one thing, but to do it Ontario is another. He becomes our second multi-winner here if he can get it done. The flag man dipping into his quiver. Pulling out. The hanky that has no pigment waves it hard. Final lap, 4 corners to go. James Skelton has been impressive all season long, but if there was bad luck to be found or made, he would make it or find it. But with St. Patrick's Day coming up, I believe he's got out his 4-leaf clover, get some good luck. Round number 8, the Midwest 150. Comes to James Skelton. Max Theriault gets third. Zach Mitchell will take, Theriault gets second, Mitchell gets third. Blasco drops to 5th. Souza gets the best of Max. This was a fun one. This was a quick one. And speaking of quick, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to the top 3 drivers before we put a lock on the Midwestern gate. Don't go far. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. From Chicagoland Speedway, it's the Virtual Grip Network's Live as It Happens coverage of the Midwest 150. That's the 8th round in the Red Light Racing League's Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series Season 21 schedule. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. This was a fun one. He started in 3rd position, fell way back, then had an amazing pit strategy, took 2 tires. We're talking about James Skelton as he picks up his 2nd win of the season over Max Terrio. Zach Mitchell was able to get around Connor Blasco at the very end. So did Trent Potter. Blasco has to settle for 5th, with Mitchell and Potter going 3rd and 4th. In the battle for the cutoff line, Jeffrey Souza gets the nod over Adam Matz by 1 position. Matz had a nice run, though, up 5 from where he started. Bill Benedict comes home in 8th position. 9th and 10th go to Ethan Troutman and Tony Strano. Partner?
And 11th was Tim Combs. 12th is Luke Logan Allen trying to come back from that little spin there. 13th was Sean Single. 14th, Ken Allen. 15th was Ben Coltez. 16th, Jeff Lemire. And 17th was Bruce Potter.
With that, we get to talk to our race winner. This is going to be James Bone Skelton, and we got him. James, you got a copy. James, real quick, you got me?
We got a copy.
All right. Hey, taking 2 tires and keeping the field behind you is one thing. Taking 2 tires and keeping Max Terry behind you, that's a different animal indeed. I was surprised. Were you surprised?
Oh, yeah. I had absolutely no clue. So I missed the practice race last night. I had to do an update. It took way too long. So I just kind of watched the guys for about 15, 20 minutes. Saw they ran the top. And then during practice, I tried it for 5 to 7 laps, and it felt good. I just thought it would, fall off. But I actually built, slightly loose. I almost spun out. I hit a bump through 1 or 2 with, 10 to go. So I had to run the bottom. I was, because the lefts were getting wear on them. But, since I got a win and I've had a horrible season, I'm like, you know what the heck? I'm taking 2 just to see what happens.
Well, if there's been bad luck to have, it has certainly hit you. But things, I think with St. Patrick's Day coming up, the Leprechauns are being kind. You got some good luck, so you pick up your 2nd win, baby.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've definitely been, hit or miss, either win a race or it's just, atrocious.
Well, it'll be fun when we get to the chase. We'll keep an eye on you. Well done. We'll see you down the road.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
James Skelton, 2-time winner and a threat to get the championship. Partner, who you got?
All right, well, Max Terrio finished in 2nd, but I have Zach Mitchell, who comes home in 3rd. Zach, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Man, that looked like a fun race. So you can kind of go anywhere on the track. The car kind of just went to wherever you wanted it to go. What was your preferred lane?
Wherever a car wasn't in front of me. But it's nice to have some of that dynamic track back. I know with the new season update, they did a little bit of some of the oval refresh, bringing that back. So it rubbers in a lot, and that did change the track a lot tonight.
All right. Well, obviously you saw James kind of sneak in a 2-tire stop at the end there. Did you have any thoughts of doing that?
I did. In our practice race last night, I did not do that, and Max did, and I was catching him a lot, so I didn't want to run a whole 30-lap run on him. But obviously it worked, so maybe next time.
All right. And then I saw you fighting a lot with Connor Blasco. Did you have a lot of fun doing that? It looks like the 2 of you are pretty much about the same.
Yeah, it's always fun racing guys, especially guys that, you may not race a lot. I know Connor's here and there. He doesn't show up almost every week, but it's always nice racing with people, especially when Max and James are in their own little world up there.
All right. Well, hopefully next week you'll have something a little more for those guys. So lastly, anybody want to thank?
Yeah, thank you guys, Josh, at the Red Light Racing for putting the series on for us. It's always a blast coming out. Thanks to guys at VGN for putting on the broadcast for us. And that's about it.
All right. Well, there's your 3rd place finisher, Zach Mitchell.
That'll do it for interviews, but our broadcast is not done yet because the most important part is coming up. When will we have another one? Well, we got one at Bristol. We got one at Chicagoland. We're just here. Is that really going to happen? No, look, March 16th. It's Groundhog Day. You know what? I'm going to pick a winner. I watch out for James Skelton in that one at Chicagoland. He's going to be good. With that said, choose the one that you like. All those productions, future and past, are all a production of the Virtual Grip Network. With that said, on behalf of all the little faces right there, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, we'll try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.